Welcome, everyone.
Hi.
I'm Tim Hills. I'm a historian for McMenamins and also one of the organizers of Race Talks. And it's a real pleasure to see you all here. Thanks for coming. A show of hands, how many people are here at a Race Talks program for the first time? Wow, that's great. That's great. Again, thanks for coming. Well, we're really excited to have the Citizen Review board here to help with this program and with this important topic. And I know we all have our opinions and thoughts that we want you to share with us tonight. So without further ado, I'd like to bring up Donna Maxey, the director of Race Talks, and get the program underway. Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening. I like that. Like it when I know you're out there in the audience. Anyway, I'm Donna Maxey. I am the founder and director of Race Talks, and we are real excited to have you here this evening. This is a very momentous occasion. The Citizens Review Committee is excited to have you here because this is one of the largest arenas that they have had to get feedback for the police. And we all have a police story. I'm a teacher, and just like you all have a teacher story, right? Some of your teacher stories are great, some of your teacher stories are not as great. This is an opportunity for you to improve the police department and to share with them what it is that you would like to have happen for you and for the rest of the community. So we're taking this very seriously. Your input is important, and please speak up and say what you think. The format for this evening is that we have we're going to introduce the CRC, and then we will have their mission, and the members will be introduced. We'll break into small groups. So, really excited that you're here. There are a number of things. One of the things that I wanted to say before we get started is I have a big thanks shout out to Office Depot on MLK, particularly Will and Dean, who helped me get together what I'm about to share with you, which is Race Talks. How many of you enjoy Race Talks? How many of you think it's a good value? Great. So all of you, there will be envelopes for you. Race Talks is out of money, and we have no money to pay speakers, and I was getting a small stipend. We got no money to pay me. So we are in need of funds, and if everybody here paid $10, just gave $10, we would have, what is that? That's $150. That would be $1,500. That would be great, but I know some of you are richer than that, so we'll take that too. So I will be working on this. I just got these. They are hot off the press. Hopefully they won't smudge. And you can, I will bring these around to everybody so you can fill them out. And what it basically says is thank you for Race Talks, and closes my tax-deductible donation. And please send me a receipt. Put your name and email address on there, and I'll email you a receipt. So we're really excited with the prospects. As you know, in next year, we're going to be expanding down to Troutdale. And also there's a possibility that we're going to be expanding over through Portland Public Schools to another location. So we will be having the first year Race Talks at those two locations, and this next year, the third year of this location would have a different program. Next month we are having our program for, it's called Walk the Talk, and it's where you can socialize and volunteer. We'll have around the sides volunteer groups, about 25 groups that will come and share their information so you can sign up to volunteer. And then we would like for you to bring 5 business cards. If you don't have it, that's okay, we got that covered. We're going to have pieces of paper on the table. And we'd like for you to have 5 people's names. So start getting your courage up now. I don't care who it is, you're going to go. We're doing a search test before you leave the room. 5 names or you don't leave. So we're really excited about the prospects of that. And one of the things, people ask for this. I know it's Christmas time, and I would like to really hope that all of you will come and bring your friends for the social. So just so you know, we have no money, so you'll be paying for your own food at the social. But I'll be grinning at you a lot. So anyway, we're hopeful that we'll have a full room, because this room is donated by McMenamins, and during the holiday season, all their rooms are always booked. So that would be a big financial loss to them if we did not fill up this room to capacity and come. So that being said, I am very excited to introduce the Citizens Review Committee Chair, Jamie Troy, who is the president, and he will introduce the Citizens Review Commission.
Good evening, thank you for being here. My name is Jamie Troy, and as you just heard, I am the chair of a group that you may not know exists in Portland. It's called the Citizen Review Committee. The Citizen Review Committee is a group currently of 8 volunteers. We're missing one person down. But we're a group of 9 volunteers who work with the Independent Police Review Division in effectuating citizen oversight of the Portland Police Bureau. The Citizen Review Committee has monthly meetings. We are tasked with a couple of different obligations under the city ordinance. One of those is to do community outreach, so we thank you for allowing us to rein in on your parade this evening and join you for race talks. We're excited to see many folks out there and to discuss regular folks' view of how the Portland Police are effectuating their duties in Portland. The Citizen Review Committee also is required to hear appeals if someone complains to the Independent Police Review Division about an interaction they have with the Portland Police Bureau. If they think they've been wronged by a cop, they have an opportunity to file a complaint with the city through the Independent Police Review Division. And if that process goes to the end and the citizen determines that, you know, they say nothing was done wrong, but I think it was, then they have an opportunity to file an appeal, and the 9-member committee that I sit on hears that appeal. We also do a lot of training, interact with the police, and interact with other folks involved in oversight of the police bureau. There is a Department of Justice investigation that has recently been conducted in Portland. I think folks who are paying attention are aware of that. And there are some changes that are coming to the oversight system as part of that agreement. Those changes are still in the works, so we're not entirely clear on what all of those will entail. We're reading the news as astutely as everybody else is as we try to figure out how that's going to play out. So I can't promise you that anything you hear tonight from any particular committee member will be the same as it will be in, say, 2 months once those changes go into effect, but hopefully it will be close enough to the mark. So I just wanted to have my fellow committee members who are here this evening stand up so that we can see who we are. So those are the people you can let them know what you think about the police if they happen to be sitting at your table, or share amongst yourselves. If you have comments for us, questions for us, please feel free to contact us. Our contact information will be on the screen. We do value public comments on the police, ways to improve the system. That's why we're volunteering. So thank you again for being here this evening, and I look forward to tonight's race talks. I'm going to have Irene Conniff come up next. Irene is the Community Outreach Coordinator for the Independent Police Review Division, and I think she's going to hit you guys up to think about joining the committee in the future.
Thank you, Jamie. I'm so happy that all of you made time out of your busy schedules to be here tonight. We have reports at the back that basically lay out the work of the CRC and some of the things that they've looked at and made recommendations on. And there's a sign-up sheet on your tables, and on there's an opportunity to check off the mark that says you want to work for this as a community member on the Citizen Review Committee. My job with the Independent Police Review through the City Auditor's Office is to gather community input and promote the CRC so they can gather community feedback on policing. We're located on the 3rd floor of City Hall. We accept complaints online. in person on the 3rd floor or on the phone. We also accept commendations for good police work. And if you have any questions about any of the work that we do, please come see me. I'm going to be here till we're done tonight. Thank you.
First, what we'll do is we have 3 videos, and if your facilitator will hand out the evaluation forms, then you can look at your 3 videos and kind of mark what you think about the videos as it's going along. All right. So, are we ready with our videos? Okay, here we go.
What do you see when you look at me?
Do you see diversity?
What makes us diverse?
Maybe the better question is, what makes us unique?
The languages we speak,
The experiences we've had?
The mother, the father, grandmother?
Neighbors, and the community that raised us.
I am who I am because of all these things.
I did not give up my culture or my heritage when I pinned on this badge.
I became a part of a new and a different culture, but I'm still unique.
And that's what makes me a better police officer.
Some people will still look at me and just see the badge.
What will you see?
Когда вы смотрите на меня, что вы видите?
Tayo mimaska?
Was bildet uns verschieden?
Talvez a melhor pergunta seja, o que nos faz únicos?
Alugat aleti netekelamuha,
Mi posine y ambirias mas.
Ang tatay, nanay, lola, ชาวบ้าน ได้เกิดเลี้ยงใหญ่มาในสังคมแบบใด
Я съм то, що jesam, zbog svih tih razloga.
Tôi đã không từ bỏ văn hóa hay di sản của tôi khi tôi đã mang phù hiệu này.
Yo soy parte de una nueva y diferente cultura, pero sigo siendo la misma persona.
Cela me fait un meilleur officier.
许多人看到我的时候，只看到了我的警徽。
I think of projects like DARE, school resource officers, adult classes that are taught by police officers, like for self-defense and elderly crime and things like that. And it goes right down to like having officers act as crossing guards for children. Those are the types of projects I think of when I think of community policing. Generally speaking, it was by sign-up. Guys would volunteer for it, and at times there'd be more than one officer would sign up for whatever the project might be. Generally, what you find, it's not the younger officers. They're the ones that want to go out and make arrests and write tickets and things like that. Generally, it's more seasoned officers, officers that we would consider maybe a little less aggressive on the road. Somewhat. Mostly through information that's gathered from people that you get to know, people you wouldn't have otherwise had a relationship with. The DARE program supplies, believe it or not, has supplied a lot of long-term relationships with officers. And the kids at times feel that they can give information to the police that you never would have gotten before because now you do have a personal relationship with them. So generally speaking, from what I've seen in regards to reducing crime is information that you can get that's very valuable. I would recommend community policing, but not just to reduce crime, more or less to get those walls down between the police and the civilians in the town. I think that's the value of community policing, where the people that live in the town see the police as people, and likewise the police get to know the people in the town as well. I think there's a place for community policing in the job today. I really do. You can't gauge whether or not community policing works. There's no definitive number. It's not something you can say, well, we stopped crime by this much because we had community. You can't. There's no way to gauge it. On the flip side, I was never a community policing officer myself, But I did take the time. I coached for 6 years. I coached baseball and I coached football in the town I worked in. And I can't tell you how many kids still know me to this day and still refer to me as coach. And even when we've had some of those kids get in trouble and they've ended up in the police station, I still have a relationship with them. And I can talk to them even when they don't want to talk to the other officers. That's a good thing. And I know our DARE officer knows just hundreds and hundreds of kids, and kids feel comfortable coming to him because of that. And those are kids that might not, they might not have taken that step and approached the police if they're having a problem at home or if they know of a friend that's having a problem. So I do think it works to a degree, but unfortunately it's not something you can put a number or a figure on.
Go ahead.
Burlington Police Lieutenant Emmett Helrick is responsible for the officers patrolling the city's Old North End.
I know who lives in that house. I know who lives in that house. I've been in that house. I actually know who that car is, and I know that he's allowed to be in that car, so it's not something that's a little weird, guy going in the side door.
And Helrick says that's a key part of community policing, getting out and talking to people one-on-one, helping to solve problems.
The evolution of the community policing process.
The Burlington Police Department's taking a look at how its officers do their job, reassessing the department's community policing principles that have been in place for the last decade. And the department's asking members of the community to help out.
No matter how well things are working, there's always room for growth. And in looking at what's working and what could be different, says a lot about an institution or an organization.
The police chief held an open house to explain the review Wednesday night, looking for community input. One person said the department should do more to police crimes like vandalism.
It's not danger to life and limb, but it just slowly erodes the way you're thinking about quality of life in the city.
Hi guys. Back out patrolling the Old North End, Lieutenant Helrick welcomes a reassessment. After all, talking to the community is the core of community policing.
It's always good to review anything you're doing. You can't put any plan in action where you don't assess it later on to see if it's working.
The department's also looking at ways they might be able to use some new technology, possibly a website that would allow citizens to report some types of minor crimes. If they're looking for any public input, they're going to be holding 3 forums next month. Reporting at police headquarters in Burlington, Matt Guerin, News Channel 5.